There were also brief comments from the leadership on both sides of the House on the presentation made by President Akufo-Addo.
On such an auspicious occasion, and considering the optimism with which Mr. President has spoken to the nation, Mr. Speaker, you were right, and Mr. President himself acknowledged that considering the situation we find ourselves, we are down, but we rise again under the able leadership he is providing and the future which is assured.
I am scandalized. I am shocked to the marrow to have noticed that our president, following the recent ministerial reshuffle, has increased the size of his government. Mr. Speaker, today we have a Minister of Finance domestic and a Minister of Finance international. Ghanaians voted for Vice President and are paying for the Vice President to support you to succeed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot fail, if the President cannot fail alone. The President will have to fail together with the Vice President. So, Mr. President, you have failed with your Vice President. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by saying that Ghanaians will not miss President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia. We know you are going. We can only wish you bye-bye. We can only wish you bye-bye. But you will never be missed. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Some members of parliament have also been sharing varied opinions about the state of the nation address presented by President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday.
Clearly, the president has failed in so many perspectives. He is an admission of failure. And if you heard the speaker, he said, Ghana will rise again. It means we are down. The president came in 2017. What he came to inherit, we were expecting him to go inflation. This is what I inherited. This is where I brought it. Exchange rate, this is what I inherited. This is where I brought it. Road sector, this is what I inherited. This is where I brought it. This is the kind of accountability we're expecting from him. Cocoa production, it was 969, but now it's 650. But he was dodging from all those technicalities and just said, I have the executive authority. Therefore, if there is anything, then it's me, the executive, I'm responsible. He was trying to extricate his vice president from his failure. But you cannot extricate the vice president for the failure of the president. Where is the economic whiskey? Not so long you came to shower praises upon him. Today there is a failure and you are trying to say that you have the executive authority. For the way, you can say this somewhere, but not in this parliament.
Performance tracker and then also in terms of security.
Everything is down. Everything is down. Clearly you yourself, you have seen it.
Nothing impressive for you?
The catch for me here is that in an era where there's global economic meltdown, the investment into education has not abated. From 2017 till now, the president has indicated some 114 billion cedis have been the investment put into education. When the president was investing into free SHS, the NDC and their flag bearers said no, it is not a priority and that they are going to review. When the president was ensuring that in every hard-to-reach area we build classroom blocks, and we ensure that we make infrastructure available for children to go to school, and that we look for over 72,000 children that are out of school on the street and mainstream them into the education sector, he is giving a future to this country.
When we started passing those exemptions, it got to a point and we realized that they were abusing it. So we have passed what we call the Tax Exemption Act. We want him to respect that act. And if you were to go by that act, I can tell you, those ones that he has brought to us, asking for exemption will not pass. Why is he appealing to us? Let's subject those proposals he's brought to us through the law and see whether or not they will pass. So there's no need to appeal. We have a law. Bring them. And we just suppose whatever that we are doing those days against what we're supposed to do now, and then you see whether or not those ones will pass through. So for me, there's no need giving any further tax exemptions. You and I know the kind of burden that he has brought to bear on Ghanaians when it comes to taxation. At the same time, you are asking Ghanaians to forfeit what is their right in terms of what we are going to get when people bring in such goods. So it is not going to happen, and I can assure you that the minority side, we have taken a decision. You cannot be calling on us to exempt taxes for companies that are doing well to start with, because these are not new companies. These are existing companies. You are calling on us to give them tax holidays. At the same time, you are taxing the common Ghanaian.
Anything that they perceive will be in the interest of the country, because it is coming as an initiative from MPP, their natural instinct is to rise up against it. That's all there is to it. But on this occasion, it's not really the opposition itself. There are also some elements in the MPP, some of the committee leadership who are really creating problems. That's my ministry. I've been fighting a regular action about this matter outside and inside of Parliament to get these matters of the waivers resolved. It's been a policy statement that those who sign on to the 1D1F program are going to benefit respectively from the various incentives that the government has indicated. Somehow they are all blocked here in Parliament because some people do simply not want to cooperate. As the sector minister, it is my responsibility to ensure that the bottlenecks are somehow resolved.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayikwe Okain for Citi News.